Hey Nerdwalls, I'm your host Luke Nerdwall, and welcome back to another video. Hope you enjoy. When people say that they can't lose weight, what they actually mean is, I can't consistently maintain this diet. I've lost and gained back 80 pounds over the last few years. I soon realized that it became impossible for me to maintain because I thought I was done and that I was free to eat whatever I wanted again. A year of restrictions helped me lose the weight, but it didn't teach me what I needed to know about myself and my unhealthy relationship with food. And now that I've gained it all back, it's not as easy as just getting back on the horse, because what worked for me last time isn't working for me this time. I live in a different state, I got a different job, I'm surrounded by different people, and I have different financial circumstances. I can't expect the same level of outcome from myself when my environment is completely different. The only thing that helped me start losing weight 80 pounds ago was telling myself it was only temporary. And now I see how wrong that was for me. Some people might be able to go hard for a year and then cruise and maintain. I obviously can't. That just doesn't work for me. So I have to find a different approach that will help me gain back my health and maintain my weight into the future. Consistency is the only key to weight loss. When you're about to start a regimen, you have to ask yourself, can I keep this up forever? Can I live like this forever? If you find it hard to catch your breath between the hours at the gym, the hours in the kitchen measuring and prepping, the hours researching, and the hours pining over what you can't have, then you are on the wrong path. I don't care if you're losing weight, you're also losing your mind. You have to set up a healthy and sustainable lifestyle that will benefit you today, tomorrow, and 5 years from now. I just needed to get this off my chest, and as I'm writing this, it just seems like what I wish someone would say to me. Keep on keeping on, losers. It's a lifelong journey, but find what works best for you. Yeah, the hard truth is that you need to make a permanent change or your short-term work will all be for nothing. I too have lost large amounts of weight multiple times in my life. I've lost over 100 pounds twice, and all those times I was looking for extreme, fast results. But nothing I did was sustainable, and after a while, burnout set in and I was back to square one. The key this time has been for me to find something that doesn't even feel like work, a change in my dietary habits that didn't leave me feeling like I was being restricted. For me personally, that was going low carb. And now let me be clear that I don't believe it has any magical fat burning properties or any of that horse crap. It's all about eating more things like fat and protein that keep you feeling fuller longer and thus keeping you from consuming more calories throughout the day. It's still calories in, calories out. However, it has been really easy, and I'm at a point where I don't even like most of the things I stopped eating anymore, and actually eat so many more vegetables than I ever had before. I no longer even consider myself to be on a diet. I just eat what I like, and what I like has changed. I'm not sure that breads and sweets will ever be entirely on the menu for me again. That's what has worked for me, but it may not work for you. Some people have a really difficult time on a low-carb diet, and many just can't do it. My main point in all this rambling has been to try and find something that works for you, and don't put yourself under a time limit. If you make too much work out of it, then you'll most likely just burn yourself out. I sympathize with your post so deeply. I originally lost weight at 18 and 19, and subsequently packed it all back on, plus much more, throughout my 20s. How I lost as I was starting college was not a model I could follow as I became a full-fledged adult with a husband and a house and a stepson. In 2017, I started losing again. After reaching a high of 285 pounds, I started to walk back, and I actually just hit 198 this morning. I've just been taking it slow. It's taken me 17 months to lose 80 pounds, and I still have a ways to go. I've definitely tried to do what you've indicated above, creating a lifestyle I can maintain once I switch to maintenance. You know what you want or need to change. You're here talking with people. You can do it. While I understand where you are coming from, I think you also have to consider that something that seems daunting and unsustainable today might become the norm for you in a year. If you told me a year ago that I would wake up at 6:30 a.m. to work out, I would have told you that you were crazy because I played video games till like 1 or 2 in the morning every day. But right now, I'm getting up at 6:30 a.m. to work out because I'm sleeping earlier. So just because you find something difficult at first doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. If you only do what you're comfortable with all the time, you will remain at your current state because that is the most comfortable. But something that is sustainable doesn't necessarily mean no change. Change can sometimes be uncomfortable at first, but that can be overcome. Can people that just started couch to 5K run a marathon today? No, but it doesn't mean that they can't do it in 2 years. Ask anyone here who has lost 100 pounds. How many of them genuinely believe that they could lose 100 pounds? Again, I'm against unsustainable diets, but that doesn't mean there won't be some feeling of being pushed, challenged, uncomfortable when you implement lifestyle changes. I've found if I'm too strict with myself for a very long time while I'm taking a full load of classes, it doesn't end up working for me. So I mostly just stick to slightly below maintenance, and once in a while when I'm not worrying about exams, I take a month of only eating 1200 to 1400 calories and lose a bit. But even when I'm not working super hard at it, I'm still losing a little bit over time, or at the very least, maintaining. I'm pretty much where I want to be at this point, but I'm still slowly working on it because if I decide I'm done, I'm kind of nervous I'm not going to worry about it anymore and gain some back. I'm hoping by the time I actually lose the 6 to 8 pounds I have to my goal weight, I'm going to be in enough of a habit of eating around maintenance that I'm not going to have to be super conscious about it. Though I'm still going to have to set up a system like weighing myself once a month so I don't let myself develop bad habits again. I just need to always remember that it's easier to maintain than to lose and force myself to not overindulge. Thank you for this. I used to judge other people for gastric bypass surgery until I tried losing weight and I realized it's not just stop eating so much. And I also realized I was bordering on a food addiction myself and was considering surgery. It hammered home, you need to do what works for you. So I tried counting calories and it honestly made me absolutely crazy. One extreme to the other, eating too much to eating too little and feeling miserable no matter what I did. And now I'm just focusing on eating less and not drinking pop or eating dessert. After a while this, I'm going to try to add in more veggies than salad. I've realized I need to make small changes or my mental health will be crap. This is so true. I've consistently in my life had periods where I decide to go hard at losing weight and get all consumed in it. Counting calories, working out, and tracking the workouts, picking a special diet, researching all the food that I can eat with special diet, agonizing over whether or not I could cheat. And not only did all this consume my mind and my life, it began to devolve into some really unhealthy behaviors. And then, of course, I would get frustrated with my progress or exhausted and quit for a while, only to gear up to go hard again. Like somehow this time is the time I'll have strength to go hard for the rest of my life. I chilled the frig out about logging and weighing and measuring and all the rules. I found some activities that I actually enjoy doing and can commit to regularly. Since I'm busier with activities I enjoy, I eat less. I'm not at my lowest ever weight, but I'm back into my tight pants. I could do this forever. This is such a good post. I've recently discovered this as well after losing 60 pounds and gaining back 10. I am glad I caught myself before I fell off the horse again, but just like you said, things are different now. Before, I was a stay-at-home mom and had hours a day for myself to work out, meal plan, and prep and dedicate as much time as I needed to build the body I wanted. And now I'm working, and though my kids are back in school, it's a stressful day getting them to and from school, working in between, trying to make sure their homework is done, dinner is made, house is clean, etc. I still have some days off to visit the gym and still try to get in my 6 miles every day. It's not easy, but it's not the same as before, and I'm trying to figure out how to navigate the new responsibilities and keep myself on track. We talk a lot in the subreddit about people who ask us what we're doing to lose weight and then give us all kinds of excuses for why it won't work for them and how infuriating that is. I just wanted to share a refreshing experience I had yesterday with a coworker who asked me that age-old question. I told her that I was using MyFitnessPal and counted calories and how easy MFP made it to track calories. And she said, "Yeah, I just don't want to do all that." I laughed and my heart smiled a little bit because it was just nice to hear someone own up to it so frankly like that. And no, my hormones, injuries, or my genetics. Just an honest forthright response. It was great. Some of my diet foods had to become permanent foods. I no longer eat regular bread. I stopped buying sausage or bacon in favor of minimally processed raw meat. Ben & Jerry's turned into Halo Top. A fruit-flavored sugar yogurt turned into plain whole milk Greek yogurt. A whole frozen pizzas turned into single-serve French bread. Fast food has been all but eliminated, and eating out at all has been dropped to once a week. These changes didn't happen all at once. They were gradual and incorporated in as I had to reduce further and further. I'm now at the point where I sometimes have to prepare almost entirely separate meals for my husband, who is much taller and on maintenance, so he needs more calories than I do. The biggest reduction came in alcohol. No more margaritas with every Mexican meal. No more grown-up milkshakes. No more Four Loko or any other sugar and booze combo. Most days, I don't drink anything at all. And when I do drink, it's a tall mocktail or a good beer. It became quality over quantity. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please tap subscribe to join our awesome community, the Narwhals, and for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. And here's our featured Narwhal of the day. I finally ended the weight loss phase, and now I'm switching to maintaining. Just wanted to say thanks to all the stories here for the motivation. Above pick 2019, down this week, 40 kilograms apart.